My reason to keep on going is because that is my normal. So my love for engines and motorsports and going fast and I guess the wind through your hair and the feeling of speed, I think I was actually born with it. So I grew up on a Saturday. It was a really big treat for me to go down to the racetrack with Dad after work, do naughty things like have ice cream and bubble gum, which my mom wouldn't let us do. And it was a really nice time to bond with my dad and to see what was going on and the smells that you get at the racetrack, the sounds, tires squealing. I started riding motorbikes when I was about 7 years old. I had always wanted to race. I'd always asked if I could race. My parents always said no. It's a very expensive sport. I started working on racing cars pretty much immediately. As I was growing up, I would always like to be handing my dad spanners. First year that I raced, I had a win. In around 2010, I got the opportunity to race for Ford South Africa in their production cars. So I finished the weekend third overall. I applied to something called the FIA Institute Young Driver Excellence Academy. Over 100 applicants, and I was the first African, the first South African and the first female to ever get into the academy. Test My Ride was the reality TV show that I did. And then you've got to race against a former Formula 1 driver, ex-Formula 1 driver with Ferrari. And all I wanted and hoped in my head and my heart was just to be faster than him. And I was the only person to be quicker than Mika Solo. I think one of only 4 people ever machine. And that was a car my dad and I built together. There's something special when it's all your hard work that's gone into making a machine work. That time I was riding, I went to a new place I hadn't ridden that before. And I had my first really big accident. I can't tell you what happened because I have absolutely no idea. I have no recollection of the event at all. I can only tell you what my friends have told me happened. There was a really big jump. They told me I came down head first and the bike came down either on top of me or next to me. We're actually still not sure. I broke my collarbone. I fractured my pelvis in 4 places, 2 vertebrae, and then by landing on my head I had massive brain injury. There were a large number of months where I wasn't allowed to drive a road car. I was off work for about 2 years. My mom came and she said to me, come sit outside. So we went and we sat outside and had a cup of tea at like 10 o'clock in the morning, which is weird if you don't know why you're there. Hang on, how long has this been going on? What we were dealing with, what she was dealing with. I had nothing to deal with. I'd only just realized that something was funky. But my family had been going through this heartache and trauma really for weeks at that point. So we got a phone call here at work a little while back and it was a guy, I'm building a race car for myself. I was supposed to drive it. I cannot drive it due to health reasons. And it was sort of the first glimmer of life might get back to what it used to be. Maybe I can still do this racing thing, but the question is, would I be able to compete as I used to? Lots of people underestimate, I think, how awesome it is to be normal. For 4 years I struggled with doing normal stuff. Being normal is to have a motorbike, driving a race car, need to do stunt work on films. So my reason to keep on going is because that is my normal.